elapsed time negative. What? All right, we're live. What's up, everyone? Matt, I think this is episode 50.
I think it is.
Halfway to 100.
Wow.
I think episode 100. That's like when you establish yourself that like you're not just a flash in the pan. You made it. So we're halfway there.
So we're here to stay, is what you're saying.
No, we got 50 more, and then we'll be here to stay.
Okay.
Yeah. So morning. I got my coffee. Did you ever drink coffee, or you not?
I got my water. I'm just trying to get hydrated.
Okay, good. We're out here in Vegas. I will say I bailed on Matt last night. My voice was gone. I yelled all day. I coached all day. And USA Wrestling did run an hour later than they anticipated. They said they were going to. So that was quite unfortunate.
So we finally found a way to silence you. Is that what you're saying? The
Yeah.
world world knows.
If it was if we would have done this last night, I would have been like writing and then putting it up what I wanted to say. And well, the other thing is I was coaching, so I didn't get to watch I got to watch some of the semifinals. So when I got back to my room, I clicked on, I watched all the semifinals, man, I thought it was a really exciting semifinals. Last year I will say I thought the U.S. Open I was having this feeling like, man, there's nobody here. It's really weak, and this year's field is minus a couple weights. Pretty outstanding.
I mean, there's some pockets there where you're like, wow, that's just not a lot of depth at certain weight classes.
Yes.
But overall, I mean, the quality of wrestling, like, we were initially going to try and talk after the quarterfinals because there were so many really good matchups. But, I mean, last night was absolutely – it was a ton of fun. I mean, if you're just a fan in the stands watching, like, there was a lot of fun going on, a lot of new storylines, a lot of new narratives to discuss. So.
Yeah. Well, let's just discuss right away the one that everyone's going to want us to discuss. Holy shit, where did that Yianni come from? I mean, I'm a Yianni fan. I've known Yianni since he was a 7th and 8th grader. And I wanted to say I thought he could go with Zain and J.O., but after his NCAs, I was like, how's he going to go with them? He barely beat McKenna. He barely beat Eierman. He wasn't blowing people out of the water. And then what happened yesterday? And you're just like...
I mean, the entire day. It wasn't even just...
What?
The entire day. I mean, he was...
It was insane.
It's almost like he looked like this is what he's been looking for. It wasn't. He was looking past NCAs, just from the level of his wrestling and the types of things he was doing. And he's had.
So if one of my athletes did that, I'd be pissed that they've been sandbagging on me. But like, has he really been sandbagging? Because he went different levels yesterday.
Different level.
Like,
I mean, he went
not even close.
Matrix level.
Yes.
Like on some of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah.
And, a lot of things that people forget, he's been out of the freestyle circuit for a while. The last couple of years with his injuries and everything, he hasn't had the opportunity to wrestle high-level freestyle matches.
Yeah. Oh, I will mention, actually, his first match was bad. Man, I'm looking at the brackets. Corey Shy.
Yeah.
7-4, didn't look great. Not much offense.
And you got to wonder, like, if some of that had to do with the
Weight,
weigh-in. But
weight cut,
although he should be comfortable with that.
Because he made 141.
Yeah,
no
you
big
would
deal.
kind of expect that with some of the senior level guys, with Oliver and Molinaro, where it's a good pull for him, that you would think that they would struggle. But Yianni's not one of those guys that we talked about that would have to have that period of adjustment after weigh-ins.
Yeah, I mean, and there are certain people in this field who you're thinking that about. But yeah, because he's a 41 pounder, you're not thinking that about him. I mean, I'll tell you, one of my guys, Tristan Moran, wrestled Zain first, and Zain's an animal, obviously, but Zain didn't look like he had the same gas tank. It was his first match after the weigh-in, and it was like, Tristan got him into positions where it was, a good scramble, right? And it was almost where he almost could have scored, and Zain just didn't look like. And then as Zain went on in the day,
he just continued to gain momentum round by round by round. I mean, I know we're going to be talking about Yianni a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
here,
this bracket is like bracket number 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Zain that's
hammered Eierman in the semis.
Yeah, 11-3. I mean, pretty much dominated. Rolled through everybody else.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to Yianni some more. Okay, so first of all, he has that match in the beginning, and then what he did to Frank Molinaro, I was thinking like what he did to Frank and then what he did to J.O. was like, have we ever seen anyone do those things to those guys?
No.
I mean, I can't remember those guys getting their butt beat like that ever before.
No, and the thing with Frank, he is so disciplined with his technique. He's so hard to open up. And when you do get in on his leg, that's when the battle even starts even more.
Yeah.
And he was getting through his legs. He was getting through his finishes quick, and yeah, I mean, the way he controlled Frank, I mean,
Yeah.
totally shocked me.
And,
not the outcome, not that he actually won.
Yeah.
But the way he won, and the same thing.
Because really, it's 10-3, but really that last one, he kind of like got a little greedy on a leg lace to try to attack him, and Frank got some exposure points. So it was, really 10-1. Really, Frank didn't do anything to him.
Yeah.
Not at all. And how about I know. I mean, there's a handful of things that you have to go watch, and you're going to talk about the headstand in a second. But do you remember what Yianni did to Frank at the end of the first period? Oh my God! I don't even know. Listen, I should have went and watched it again. I might even pull it up for us here, Matt. So Frank has Yianni's leg all the way up, all the way up on his shoulder, and he's running him out of bounds. I want to watch it again because I don't even know how he did it. So he's running Yianni out of bounds, and somehow Yianni on one foot pivots and swings Frank all the way around out of bounds. And you were like, how did that...
He pulled him with his leg, pulled him and pushed him out with it.
Yes.
It was almost like a leg push out.
It was bizarre. Okay, watch this. This is so insane. He's all up in the shoulder, and someone right... Oh,
they missed it.
They missed it. But, I mean, you can kind of see how he swings his body around. It's like how... I mean, listen, man, to develop the mat awareness, to hop and turn and twist against a guy like Frank Molinaro, I mean, look at that.
He's just powerful. Who you would think,
oh my God.
Once Frank gets his momentum going, you're going out of bounds for sure.
Yes.
And for him to have,
that was bizarre.
The wherewithal and the dexterity to reverse the position and push it out,
that was the Matrix stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he felt like he's as comfortable on one foot as he is on two.
Yeah, it's insane. So talk about a semis Matrix against Jordan Oliver. When he goes on his head.
So, Oliver has a single up.
Hey, I only know one of the guys ever went. I only know one of the guys ever went on his head and taken the guy down.
You, right?
Beat the streets.
But yeah, I mean, he had his leg up, seemingly ready to secure a takedown. Yianni goes to front roll through, or kind of like Grammy. I'm like, what is he doing in freestyle?
Yeah.
He's exposing his back.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he pivots, reverses direction, reaches in between his legs,
trips Oliver backwards.
Yeah, grabs his ankle, trips him backwards, and gets the takedown.
Oh my God!
It was one of the most phenomenal things. As much wrestling as you and I have watched for decades now. Like, there's not many times where you're like, you got to be kidding me. Did I just see that? Wait.
That was twice in one day.
Yeah, you almost want to play that back real quick.
Yeah.
What did he exactly do? I think I know what he did, but how was he able to adjust and adapt so quickly in that position? Because that's just totally instinctual, right? There's no, I'm sure he probably played around with that, but for him to make that quick second decision, split second on a dime,
what he has to be doing, and it's kind of what he does all the time, but I know when he was younger, he was a mat rat. He had a mat in his garage. He loved it. I think this is the sequence right here, Matt. He loved wrestling, and I think he just has this feel for his body and for the sport. Yep, he's faking that ankle, then he goes down, and then comes back to the other ankle. Oh my God!
After rewatching that, at first I was like, he was trying to front roll, but
he's trying to go for the other ankle, and then he flips and he switches ankles. So he's going for that ankle kind of. Then he flips, switches ankles. Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Oh my God! I wish we had the ability to put this up on the screen for you, and I could have a little telecaster and shit.
Yeah, you can't do it justice.
You can't describe
words,
it.
No words can add.
Well, that was. We'll just tell them. That was
this.
at what? 3 minutes into the Jordan Oliver match. It was just so fantastic.
Most guys would just hope, I'm dead to rights. He's dead to rights there for the most part. Most guys would be like, if I could somehow scramble out of this and get back to neutral, I'd be fine. I'd take that any day of the week. For him to actually come up on top and score on this.
Well, the other one, how about when he had that cradle defense on Oliver? It's another one. I think it's right at the beginning of the second.
This is the one that I missed. There was I was watching. It's this is gonna be a crazy scramble again, and 5 guys got up in front of me. Right at the time as someone is coming in to sit down.
I think it's coming right. Oh, okay. You just missed it. So Oliver brings a single leg up here and throws a cradle on. And Yianni powers right through it. Look at that power.
And that's that's the thing. He did not. Oliver. This is the thing that people don't give Oliver credit. He's a big dude.
Yes,
he cuts
strong.
a lot of weight.
He's cutting a lot of weight for this weight class.
Yeah, and there wasn't any of that. You didn't see him, which is kind of a scary prospect when you think of Zain, and one advantage he might have would be his power over Yianni. He did not get overpowered in that match.
You know what? I told you I was a Yianni fan, and coming this weekend, if you said, how's Yianni going to do against Zain? After watching NCAAs, I said, man, I hope Yianni can stick with him, and I think there's a chance, but I'm going Zain.
It's almost
and
like...
now after yesterday, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
No, because...
if that guy shows up...
And again, this is the thing, like, we're so excited about Yianni, but Zain is unbelievable. Like, he destroyed. I mean, as we said, he kept gaining momentum. Yianni's this dynamic, fascinating wrestler, but Zain is, like, otherworldly as well.
Yeah.
He just has somewhat of a different skill set. But yeah, at first I was like,
let's not forget. Jay, I know the weigh-in rules were wonky, but J.O. just beat Zain a couple months ago.
Yeah.
At that whatever the damn wrestling match was called.
And by last night, J.O.'s he had to have been big. He was feeling good. He was hydrated.
Yes,
he had several matches under his belt.
It wasn't like the first match of the day.
But yeah, with Yianni after NCAAs, and watching him through this year, and he was really, really impressive all year long. But I'm like, well, he might need this year and this year to get through to be prepared for 2020.
Yeah.
He's looking like he's ready to go right now.
Yes, 100%. Okay.
And it's like, I almost feel bad. Like, we're talking about Zain Retherford, too, who's made a world team already, three-time national champ.
Yeah.
Just destroyed everybody at the World Cup a month ago.
Yep.
And...
But, okay, so here's what I'm going to say.
If I'm Zain, though, I bet he's feeling pretty good about his chances.
Well, I mean, that's just what elite athletes do.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
That's just what they do. But, so this bracket, we were talking about this today, as good as this bracket is, Matt, they still have not had... a world medal since 2006.
2006.
Mind blowing.
Bill Zadig.
Bill Zadig. That's like when I think about that stat, I'm like trying to come up with reasons in my head why that has happened.
You would just think by the odds we would get somebody on the podium.
I mean, I remember saying on Tommy, me and Tommy were podcasting, looking at the because they eliminate 70 kg and 61, and when we looked at the 65 kg bracket and the 16 trials, Olympic trials, thing like this is one of the best brackets ever put together. And then in there, you have 0 world medalists. 0.
Which is insane. I mean,
which is like, what the hell?
At that weight, I mean, if you look back from basically a 13-year timeline, the guys that have come through our country and the level of their accomplishments and how we still view them.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys, like, how did this guy never medal? How did none of these guys?
Brett Metcalf.
Never
medaled.
Yeah.
Ever. Bizarre. Okay, so here's my question. I got distracted. Yianni at Beat the Streets. Are you going to Beat the Streets?
I am.
Nice.
Of course.
Okay, sweet. Yianni at Beat the Streets has got, I don't know how this guy became one of my favorite wrestlers. Barang. He brings the freaking heat. He's a world silver medalist last year. He beat Oliver it was competitive, but he melted him, right? Oliver got a lead early, and he just melted him. It was pressure.
He's got some incredible pace.
Incredible pace. I mean, like Iowa style wishes they were Barang. I mean, I'm so serious about that. Like,
does Iran wish they were Barang?
Oh, yeah. He might be like an Iranian in disguise or something, because he freaking gets the underhook and he freaking moves at you, and he just like grab a leg, push, grab a leg. It's so weird. Anyways, so we're seeing Yianni versus world silver medalist next week. We get to see where Yanni's at on the world stage in, 9 days?
9 days.
9 days.
Like,
so
against the best. I mean,
one of the best in the world.
And talking about an overall weight class, I mean, my one of my favorite guys, as soon as we were talking about the world championships, Odaguru.
Odaguru is legit.
Who's 19, who's Yanni's age. I think they both won a cadet world titles together, a weight class apart. So I know that's a match that people have been talking about, haven't talked about for a couple years, but yeah, this Odaguru is absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember when we just got done with our scoring series, and you could see Odaguru is so freaking good. You can see at that weight class when there's all these shot points, and it's him. He's just firing, and that's just he's so good that there's 17 matches per weight class, Matt, and he made the stats go like this at his weight class.
He totally skewed the metrics. Right?
Yeah, bizarre. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight between Zain and Yianni. I would like to say I think either of these guys can medal. I
No,
would
for
like to.
sure.
But we haven't done it since '06, so maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, how many times did we think that? I mean, I know looking back with Metcalf, people are like, "Oh, he's gonna win it this year. He's gonna win it this year."
I mean,
and
he was. Metcalf was right there with the best. I mean, he beat the best guys at certain times.
It didn't come together on the world stage for him for whatever reason.
I mean, even Oliver too. Oliver's beaten some of the best guys in the world at certain times in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, that's the thing. We've had results throughout the year. We've just never had it at the World Championship. So it will be interesting. The crazy thing about this way we've been talking about the finals match, like this thing.
This was so much fun.
They had 16 seeded wrestlers.
Well, how about this, Matt? First round match. I was Dom Demas versus Kanan Store's first round. Dom Demas killed him, and then Kanan Store came all the way back in place, and Dom Demas didn't. Just because of the way the pass fell out. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, in the round of 16 was fire. You had Demas Henderson was crazy. What other one was crazy? Oh, this one.
McKenna Heil was a great match.
Great match.
Dean ended up hitting 2 4-point moves in the second period. He was down going into it, hit 2 4-point moves. And he actually, the following round, Heil wrestled Eierman, which was a great first period. I think actually Dean,
it was tied, or maybe Dean was up by one.
Or Dean was up by one. And then it just looked like, this is the downside of freestyle. I think Dean had literally like 10 minutes in between his round of 16 and the quarterfinal match. And he definitely looked like he that second period, especially because it was
that match. I don't know how, Matt. It was really weird. I know because I was coaching that round. It was really bizarre. Those 65 kg, like that McKenna Heil you're talking about. I went and coached a 79 kg guy that I was coaching, and I came back upstairs.
And they were going again.
And they were just starting, which 79 kg. That's 3 weight classes later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know how these guys.
I think because the weight class was so big, there was over like 50 guys in the weight class, so they were trying to. 65 kg they were trying to play catch up all day.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't want to complain. I haven't complained yet, but you know what? We need to take the blocks away to like the quarters or something.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at the junior division. You're seeing these junior division. Some of these coaches,
they don't really know.
They don't really know the rules.
And
they're throwing blocks.
When
and then
in doubt, throw the block.
The block process takes like 5 minutes, and then you're so backlogged. I mean, it happened. Yeah, it was when this was happening. I went and coached a 79. So Evan Wick was in the hole. A 79. He's a 74, and Freyer and Joey LaValle were on the mat, which was a crazy match. And there was like 3 different challenges. So I went down and coached a 79. I came back up. The LaValle Freyer was still going, and the McKenna Heil was going over there, and it was like, what in the hell is going on over here?
Yeah.
So I mean, for those of you guys who haven't been out here at South Point.
The venue is fantastic.
Well,
I think the venue's actually good.
Really?
I like the bowl.
But I struggle with the fact that, and I would have to really sit down and think about how they're gonna do this better. But the 5 mats up top, from there you can't see anything that's happening over there.
True. That is,
you can't see anything. And last year, I know they ran the UWW juniors in the other gym, which was cool because they had a lot more mats and it got on faster. Like yesterday, the UWW juniors, they were supposed to get through the round of 16 and be done at 8 o'clock. They didn't even do the round of 16, and we weren't done till 9 o'clock. It was brutal.
It's crazy.
So,
I guess what you could move it to the adjoining hall right next to it, because you would have a little bit more access, like direct. You could move right into.
I would really think about it. I mean, I don't know if there's a better way, but it is. And then the other thing is, if you're on mats 3 through 6 down there, and there's something happening on mat 1 and 2, you can't see those at all because the press boxes are in the middle. And so I know what they're doing with trying to set up that nice bowl for everyone to watch the finals or semis in. Cool. But as I want to watch matches, it's hard.
Yeah, especially with the number. I mean, what is there, like
with the number of good matches,
4 or 5 different tournaments going on? I mean, it's
Matt.
It's insane.
Try 45.
45.
I mean, do you see how many Masters divisions there are?
They were going like all weekend. I was like, I thought these guys were done at the first couple of days. They were still.
Yeah. I don't know why, Matt.
Yesterday.
I don't know. I don't know why they don't just then they have the kids divisions and everything else. I don't know why they just don't put all of those on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever, and then just do the big boys and all the senior levels, maybe UWW juniors, because that's another big one, on Friday night. Saturday, Sunday. I don't know what they do.
So classic MO. We're 20 minutes into the show. We've gotten through 1 weight class so far.
But this is a really good weight class. Okay, let me make sure there's nothing else we want to talk. Let's go to the consolations and make sure there's nothing else we want to talk about. and then also see what's going on today.
I mean, some of these weight classes were so deep, like you
Yeah,
can't...
Storr beat Dean Heil. Storr beat Dardanes and Heil back-to-back to place. Demas loses to Jason Ness. Futrell beats Henderson and McKee. McKenna knocked out Meredith, and then Molinaro knocked out McKenna. So McKenna doesn't even place. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Final X qualifier last year. You know, I think McKenna, you know, he's going to have his moments. He's one of those guys. He's going to find his stride.
Yeah.
I really think he just needs to get...
So is he not qualified for the trials now?
Well, being a finalist in Final X, does that at least qualify him for...
I thought only the world team member.
Yeah. And only NCAA champ qualifies,
NCAA champ,
right?
which he's not.
Yeah.
So there is a last chance qualifier somewhere, correct?
There is a last chance, but
He's
yeah,
buying a plane ticket.
He'll get in there. I mean, I think Joey's gonna continue to find his groove. Like, he's so intelligent with his wrestling.
Yeah.
He's gonna adapt. He's gonna jump, and he's gonna be right in the mix with these guys. There's not a doubt in my mind.
And what's even more insane, Matt, we're talking about how good this weight class is. You gotta think next year, 61's gone, 70's gone.
Yeah.
65 is gonna get even better.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk. So now we talked. I actually started 1 minute late, Matt, on the Sendcaster. Apologize. So we actually have 20 minutes on one weight class. So we have roughly 25 minutes for the other 9, and that's gonna be really challenging. Okay. I will tell you. Did not watch this match live. I couldn't believe how Thomas Gilman manhandled Nate Tomasello. What in the hell?
I was
what
really
happened
surprised.
there?
I've never.
I mean, they had competitive matches in college.
Yeah. I mean, it was always in the mix. I mean, this what last night spoke to me is how Thomas Gilman's continued to improve and evolve. Yeah. You know, a lot of these guys, you know, they come out, they get a medal right away, and we've seen that time and again. Guys come right out of college, they make a team, they get on the podium, and then they kind of flatline.
Yeah.
He just seems to add progressions to his game every year.
But I mean, I don't know if it was progress. Man, he just. I mean,
it
was just underhooks, and he was freaking manhandling. I mean, manhandling Nathan Tomasello. He was just picking him up, moving him out of bounds, and then, I mean, funny enough, Nate gets disqualified. And it was funny, so he gets the caution push out. Then he clubs Gilman back, which Gilman clubbed him like 5 times as many times.
Yeah,
so it was funny that he got called. That was
what
bizarre.
are you watching? Like, I get it. Like, if I'm Nate, I'm like, I'm not going to take this crap anymore. I'm going to punch you back.
Yeah.
And he punched him back, and then every time he punched back, he was the one that was getting penalized for it.
The last one, was that a hand grab or a club?
They were calling both. There's clubs and hand grabs, but you know, again, I wish we could show some of these sequences. Gilman had double underhooks.
Just dominated him.
Tomasello was totally bellied out on the ground, head down, bellied out, and totally vertical on the mat. Gilman pulls him all the way off the mat, gets him off his knees, because if he's on his knees and he pushes out, it's not going to be a point. He pulls him physically off the mat and pushes him out of bounds.
That was wild. That really was wild. Okay, so I was super impressed. I don't say I'm impressed with Thomas Gilman very often. I was super impressed with Thomas Gilman.
Yeah.
When we go all the way back, round of 16, and then we're going to quarterfinals, same guy. Vitaly Arujau, Delgado match that was up top. I don't know if you saw it because it wasn't in the bowl.
I didn't see the Delgado match.
Crazy, insane match. Just, you see it's 14-10. It was just back and forth the entire time. And then the next round, Arujau comes out and goes up 6-0 against Dayton Fix.
Gets a 4 right away. Gets a 4. Gets another 2's up by 6. Things are looking good.
And then Dayton just pours it on.
Yeah.
I love the pressure he puts on. And man, there's not a lot of guys in this generation. And now we're seeing, of that generation that came up where they were just like these freaking all-stars. So your Mark Hall, your Stevenson, your Spencer Lee. Really, him and Yianni are the ones who are still just competing all the time.
Right.
You're not seeing all these other guys compete as frequently. Dayton Fix, well, if you have a wrestling tournament, Dayton Fix is going to show up. He will be there.
And this is the thing. Like, he's so mature. I mean, we fail to forget he was a freshman in college this year.
Yeah.
And he wins so many different ways. Like, he gets down 6-0 and he comes back, storms back, and tech falls Arujau. And then he wins on 2 push-outs last night. 2-0 against a very mature, very smart competitor. It's like, I'll beat you any way you want me to beat you.
How funny is that, though? I mean, this guy, Dayton Fix, literally, if you have a tournament, he'll show up.
Yeah.
I might have one at my academy next week.
Let's put one on.
The RUDIS/AWA Open. We'll see if Dayton Fix shows up. I mean, him and Yianni are of that generation or of that class where you had a whole bunch of superstars. the ones that are still showing up every time are Yianni and Dean.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing Gable take the time off. We see Spencer now taking a whole bunch of time off.
We've seen
Mark Hall. Where the hell's Mark Hall?
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean, he made how many world teams in a row and won how many world medals, and I don't think we've seen him even wrestle in the offseason in the last 2 years.
In the last 2 years.
Have we?
2 years, no.
I don't think he's competed in anything.
No.
That's why.
But yeah, I mean, and with Yianni, the only time he has taken off, it's been a forced leave.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was hurt. So, so just kind of a quick look through the wrestlebacks. Aruja beats Josh Rodriguez. So Josh Rodriguez won the Pan Am title last week, and then he doesn't place in the U.S. Open this week. That's kind of brutal. And then Delgado got smashed by Zain Richard, two old Illini teammates. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Mm-hmm. It's always interesting when those old college teammates finally.
Because you know they went in the room how many times,
for
right?
5 straight years.
5 straight, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, 61. I guess the match early on in this bracket that I was really impressed with is Corey Clark kind of handled Tony Ramos. And I would have going into that match, obviously, Ramos is seeded 5, Clark seeded 4, but I kind of would have leaned towards Ramos. He's older.
I would have. I mean,
brother.
He's made an Olympic team. He's a former Iowa alum. You know, you would think that there's going to be some of that, but yeah. And he actually, I mean, it said 6'3", but for the longest time it looked like it was 6'0".
I think it was 6'0 or 6'1". Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he was kind of controlling it.
Yeah. The other one that Matt, I have no idea where this guy came from. Joey Palmer. I remember him wrestling at Oregon State, but I don't even remember him like being ranked like top 10.
No.
I don't remember that.
Maybe
he was. I could be wrong, Joey. If I'm wrong, Joey, I apologize. I just don't remember it.
You know, and I try and pride myself to be pretty well versed in who's out there at all divisions. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, who's this guy? Jesse Palmer.
I remember him. Joey.
Joey, yeah. I can't. It's like with my names again.
I remember him, but I don't remember him being good at all.
No. And he actually looked good. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to discredit like a lot of people.
I mean, Tyler Graff is the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, some of these guys are like, oh, this guy he didn't do anything. He wrestled good. I don't want to discredit him at all or take anything away from him. But, yeah, I mean, that's the one. But, you know, we kind of talked about with Graff, he's shown the tendency, like, to have some fantastic results.
Usually it's the semis, though.
Right.
Not the quarters.
And then there's other matches where, like, wow. Like, he's shown the ability to snatch defeat from victory.
Yeah.
You know, at certain times.
One other guy I would like to highlight here is Bo Bartlett, and I think I've been critical of him a few times because he was one of those like youth superstars, and then the last year or so I don't want to say he struggled. He hasn't had as much success. I believe I don't think I'm wrong. I think he's a high school junior, and he comes in and he places in this bracket. So he beats Jordan Conway, Austin Assad, and then Shelton Mack to make the All-American podium. I mean, that's a hell of a run for a high school kid.
Yeah, some good wins. I mean, notable. But, I mean, these guys were good college wrestlers that he was beating.
Yeah, and he's a high school junior.
Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive.
So it's super impressive by him because, I mean, obviously, he has, I want to say he's a first-year UWW junior.
I believe so. Yeah.
So obviously he has a lot of eligibility. Okay, 65. We talked about that forever. We're kind of making our way here.
You know, we didn't even talk about the finals. And between Megaludis and Brewer.
Oh. Well, shoot. And we didn't talk about how bad Megaludis beat Corey Clark. Beat him down.
He just beat him up.
I mean,
it wasn't even a match.
Since when was Megaludis that much better than that guy?
I don't remember seeing a beatdown like that in college.
Ever.
So we have Brewer versus Megaludis in the finals. Brewer looked really good. There just wasn't, you know, those eye-popping moments at this weight where, you know, that I was really drawn or something jumped out. Yeah. Like, Megaludis looked really, really good. Brewers looked really good, but outside of that, like, I guess we can move on up to 70 kg.
I thought this weight was fascinating because you have Pantaleo and Deacon in one of the semis down there where, you know, Noel kind of smashed both those guys this year at times. And so Deacon, Matt, I remember thinking in the beginning of the year, I don't remember exactly, but Ryan Deacon is really good. He can be an NCAA finals. I think we both might have said that. And I don't think I'm totally wrong. Am I? Sure. We both said that, didn't we?
All year long, I kind of was like favoring Deacon as the other guy.
But then he started fading.
Yeah, then he
got beat by Caleb Young twice in NCAAs, which Caleb Young's good, but when we're talking U.S. Open finalist, I don't see Caleb Young in that category, right?
But he's an unbelievable freestyle. As much as we were impressed.
But I don't understand. But okay, because I watched some of Deacon's matches. I don't understand why he's a better freestyle. It's not like he's got like this amazing gut wrench or leg lace.
Yeah,
it's like he's got a fairly basic style. I don't understand why he has so much more success in freestyle, because he beat Jason Chamberlain's butt. I mean, he kicked his butt. It wasn't competitive.
Who's on the world team?
He won this tournament last year.
Yeah.
And Deacon gave him a total beatdown. I was sitting there, beatdown.
I mean, won this tournament. He didn't make the world team. That was green, but made Final X. But yeah, I mean, some guys I think just they have a more natural feel. It just feels more comfortable. I don't. It's as simple as that.
Sure.
Some guys like this is just a better style for my style. Some guys it's just this style feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense to them. But Green versus Nolf, what a great match. I mean, Green definitely showed, that he's a savvy veteran, comfortable under pressure situations. He's down at the end, 6-4. Goes ahead, gets a takedown at the end with not much time in the clock.
We're talking about Green Nolf now.
Yeah, Green and Nolf.
What the hell was? Okay, listen, I didn't see this. I was back when I watched it. I can't figure out what Jason Nolf was trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why didn't he just get pushed out?
I mean, I think this is what people have talked about with Nolf. Like, he's got to, from an execution standpoint, maybe tighten up a few things, because we've seen, I think the thing that people talk about with Nolf is they talk about, he's making up moves, he's doing things on the fly, but against the high level guys, if you think about a year ago when his knee was injured, he went in total lockdown, complete fundamental wrestling mode.
Yeah.
And so people think, oh, he's got to tighten up all these things. Like, no, against the best guys, he's pretty tight and he executes pretty well. But in this situation, like when he got
just back out,
back straight out.
When we drill this in practice, when we go edge drills in practice, the one thing I just repeatedly hammer. Edge drills are about decision making ability.
Right.
Can
quick.
Can you fight and not give anything up?
Yeah.
Are you going to give up one, or are you going to fight and give up four? Because if you're going to give up four, just give up the one. Are you in this situation? Jason, if you're going to give up the two, that loses you the match. 1 point doesn't lose you this match.
Just give up one.
Step out. There's 8 seconds left. You got to shut him down for 8 seconds. Surely you can at least try that. Because the other thing here is he would have to get a take. If you look at the scores, he'd have to get a takedown, because that if he goes 4-1-1, doesn't beat the 2-2-2. So, I mean, just terrible decision making by Jason Nolf. So,
and this is not to go back to Yianni, but talk about quick decision making.
Yeah.
Like this the situation when Oliver had his leg up in the air and he was or Molinaro had the leg up in the air, he was able to reverse the position on one foot. Like Nolf got pushed out on 2 feet.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Man, can't believe that. Jason Nolf breaking my heart. All right, 74 kg. Aymar as dominant as ever, so he goes
beast in everybody.
Beast mode.
He is, and I know people are gonna say this isn't a deep weight class. It's not that great, but he is just pounded. I mean,
it's not bad.
He's just physically just manhandled everybody. Gant obviously had.
Gant looks good.
He looked really good. I mean, Valencia.
Valencia Wick. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm watching Wick, but Valencia went up 7-0, I believe it was, and Evan almost came back and loses 8-9, kind of in a crazy match. And the other guy in this bracket is Brian Murphy. I mean, I didn't even know he existed anymore. Like, I thought he wrestled at Michigan. He had all those injuries, and I thought he just went on his way and graduated and got a job.
It's interesting. There's always a handful of guys that pop up. Like, where's this guy been? Where's this guy been?
Where has he been?
What's he doing now?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know where the heck he's been. So he comes back. So we're gonna get Aymar Gant in the finals. Obviously Jordan Burroughs sitting out, and I don't think there's any other players in this weight class. I mean, the interesting thing will be, does Dieringer come down? Does Green go up? Does Nolf go up? Where do all these guys
so many
fit in?
narratives that that have got to work themselves out.
Green couldn't make 65 on day before.
No, I mean he's
so
already.
You got to assume he's going up.
You would think.
Yeah.
Right.
Nolf's going up because Zane's at the weight below, And he probably can't make it.
And he can't make it either. I think these guys, they only have one choice.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a couple guys that have a choice. Do I shrink? Do I get bigger? But, with those two guys, you would think, although you would also not think that Green would want to take on Burroughs. But,
But he is no other choice.
Right. It's kind of like, hey, we're teammates and we get it. But, in this situation, I tried it the other way 4 years ago and it didn't work out.
Did not work at all.
Yeah.
Okay, 79, one of our less deep weight classes. You got Alex Dieringer, Chance Marsteller, both 10-0 Tech Falls in the semifinals. They're in the finals against each other. The only one I was coaching, I got a wrestling this class, Nick Becker. He lost to Chance 5-2 in the semis. That was
what a chance! I mean,
pretty
Chance's toughest match, I think.
So far, yeah.
Of the tournament.
Chance, another guy, probably going down. I surely can't see him going up. That's impossible, right? That would be hilarious to see him go up.
Yeah, that would. I mean, he's
he ain't going up.
Fairly robust where he's at.
That's a nice way to put it, Matt. Okay, next weight class we got. I don't know if I would say this is one of the upsets of the tournament. I mean, I thought it was a huge upset. Pat Downey comes back 7-0. Man, I watched the match, and listen. I don't really love Pat Downey, but Miles kind of fell apart. I mean, he gave up 3 gut wrenches in the second period. Where, I mean, Matt. In all fairness, I mean, I'm on a Matt right now. If he's going this way, I got to kind of shift my whole body. There's no way I'm defending another grown man if I just stay right here.
Right.
And Miles just stayed kind of neutral. He wasn't really digging in and fighting. I was just like, I don't.
I mean, you could almost. He was up 7-0 and was making it kind of look kind of easy. He was controlling Downey, and I'm like, he's cruising here. This is, and I'm sure you've talked about this on your Mental Mondays. Like, how do you keep wrestlers? And this is, I wouldn't even say just young wrestlers. All wrestlers, like, keep the pedal down, keep your foot on the gas.
Well, normally that's not something. If you watch probably until the Max Dean match, if you watch Miles Martin's season or if you watched him last year, that's not something you would have said was a problem with Miles Martin. I'd never really seen it. I had seen, honestly, Miles sometimes starts slow and then just starts pouring it on as maybe finds his timing and rhythm. And
he's one of those guys, once you get through the first period, watch out because he's going to keep gaining momentum.
Yeah.
And maybe, sometimes at this level you got to figure out how your own execution style.
Yep.
And it's like Miles, like, hey, stay with what made you great in college. Like, be that guy that you're scoring points, keep scoring points. Like, and it's the old cliche. Your best offense is your best defense, right? And I think his defense is probably better when he's in attack mode.
Yep.
But I think a lot of times we can tend to overthink at the senior level, like execute tactics, this and that. Like, hey, you're up 7-0, lock it down, wrestle fundamental position. Well, some guys just aren't good at that.
Yes, I agree. Okay, Sammy Brooks, Nick Heflin. Nick Heflin wins. Nick Heflin, Pat Downey finals. Should be good. Obviously, win against Magic Man. We're still seeing where Jaden Cox is going to go. And honestly, Kyle Dake, probably going to go up. All right, we got to hustle, man, because I do have some coaching to do this morning.
Oh, yeah.
We got a few minutes left. Okay, so we got
Hayden Zilmer, man. He is
Looks good.
He's a guy that nobody talks about, but I was super impressed with him. He's a dual threat. He's one of those guys that's really good at Greco, really good at freestyle, wrestled at NDSU, correct?
He's good at both styles.
And he's got a big body. Man, is he big and long. But yeah, he's looked really, really good.
But you think he's got anything for Bo Nickel? Because Bo Nickel looked really good too.
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting match because they both go after it.
Yes.
Zilmer's comfortable up top. Obviously, we know
so is Nicholas. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So I think there's going to be
fireworks.
Some fire there.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
All right, 97. We got. This was kind of a weight class for me, except your guy. Where did he come from, Matt? I don't know. Ben Honus smashes Win Mahalik, smashes Ty Walls, finals against Gatson. I didn't realize Ben Honus was this good. I genuinely didn't.
I've been calling it since December.
I
can't call this though.
Like, but he took 8th place in NCAAs, Matt.
He took 8th, which I thought was great. I thought in December that was a dark horse pick, and then you can say people will want to say, well, this is a weak weight class, this and that. Hey, Ty Walls and Win Mahalik are very seasoned. They've had good results.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Mahalik was a former U.S. Open champ, I believe.
Yep,
been in the finals of the trials a couple times. He's been in the mix to make multiple world teams.
You're
He's
correct.
been like a stalwart, like a top 4 guy for the longest time. And then Ty Walls, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be the Kyle's main competitor.
Yeah.
People were talking about that when he came back down from heavyweight. They're like, this is a guy that possibly could compete with Snyder. And, Honus has dominated both of those guys.
Dominated him. That was, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, last wait for the semis. And then I got to get over to South Point and start coaching. Adam Kuhn, Derek White. Kuhn controls, not really much. And then Anthony Nelson, Don Bradley. Nelson wins. Civil match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Gwiz is sitting out.
Kuhn, dual threat again. Wins Greco in the finals. He's trying to double up.
That's what he does. Old guy does it. Gets it done. Okay, I appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. We will see you the finals. So we're watching the junior finals too. So we'll probably see you at roughly 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We got to work out some logistics because my flight's going out tonight.
Yeah.
So we got to.
What time?
11, I think.
I think we'll make it.
Okay.
We'll be done filming here by 9. Cruise you to the airport. Boom, bam.
Simple.
Done.
Okay.
All right. See you guys later. Peace. All right, man.